Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my humble home here in Livingston, Montana. Okay, today's date is October 29th of the year of our Lord of 2022. Okay, today what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically show you or describe how to patina a high carbon steel knife using horseradish. Now, I could just sit here and tell you right here in this setting, but I'm going to change this camera around and I'm going to throw a slideshow in here so that everybody's got a chance to fully understand this, because this is a really easy way to put a protective patina on your knife. But before I get started, I need to give credit to a young fella. He runs a channel here on YouTube called Survival Craft. And I think craft is spelled with a K. And the video I watched where I got this idea of using horseradish is over 10 years old. So this isn't something I learned. This is something a young feller taught me, which is all well and good. But I really like the way that the patina turned out on this. This is a model 7022 Old Hickory slip joint that they just come out with, Ontario knives. And this particular knife here used 1075 high carbon steel. And what a patina is, real quick here, it's a good rust. It's actually a gray to a black rust that will naturally occur on these type of blades right here. It's a lot different than a red rust. A red rust is bad rust. That's the kind of rust that will oxidize and eat up your blade. But a patina rust, if you will protect your blade. I know it sounds weird, but it's good rust. Just trust me on this. If you've ever had any experience with any old school knives or these old hickory knives, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I've got a couple of them out downstairs, not downstairs, out in my garage, that are like 30, 40 years old, and they are stained, i.e. patina, like you can't even believe. But they're not rusted because I made sure I wiped them off every time I used them, and they've got hundreds of hours of use, mostly cutting up venison. But, you know, you start slicing into, with these high carbon steel knives, you start slicing into things like lemon, dipping it in coffee, what else coffee, anything acidic, let's just put it that way. Apples, sticking this in a spud or carving on a spud, patina will start. It just will. So I'm going to show you a way here and now to use a horseradish. It's a real easy process. It only took me 2 hours. Nothing complicated about it. You need 4 ingredients is all. I definitely prefer this stuff right here. I don't know if you can see it or not. This is Gorton's, Cordons, Gorton's old-fashioned country-style horseradish. And believe you me, you read the ingredients on the back of this, and you'll understand why. Because patina happens when you introduce a high-carbon steel knife to food, organic food, or whatever have you, that's acidic. And for these type of knives like this that might come in contact with food, I definitely stay away from the chemical bluing like they use on firearms and stuff like that, because that stuff is poisonous. But let me read a few of these ingredients real quick here. This grated horseradish here is made out of horseradish roots, water, white distilled vinegar, that's acidic, soybean oil, salt, artificial flavors, eggs, sugar, sodium metabosulfate, it's a preservative, gums, citric acid, there's another acid right there, sodium benzoate, it's a preservative, corn syrup, mustard seed, that's acidic, lemon juice, that's acidic, and calcium disodium. So see, any of these things like lemon juice and coffee and all this stuff, anything that's real acidic, and I'm talking about stuff that's edible and organic, you can use to put a patina on a knife. But anyway, you need this stuff right here, and then you just simply need a piece of paper towel, a couple of cotton swabs, and some isopropyl alcohol. That's all there is to it. And about 2 hours of your time, you can get a patina on the blade within an hour, but I went 2 hours on this. I really like the way it turned out and everything. I got kind of a bluish hue on there with some splotching, which is totally okay. And I photographed this. When this segment right here, when you get done watching this segment right here, I'll throw you into a 20 picture slideshow, okay? And then I'll go back tabletop again. I know this is not making much sense, but I'll go back tabletop again and show you the knife real close and what it looks like. Okay? Okay, so let me stop burning daylight, and following next is a 20 picture slideshow of what I did in the last two and a half hours, okay? Very well then. Slideshow we go. Very well, folks. Thanks for joining me again. And here is my old hickory knife that I just got done putting a patina on. Now I'm going to try to float this blade around here a little bit so you can see it. See the patina? Now this probably looks like absolute crap to a lot of people, but believe you me, this is a protective covering. Patina is the good rust or the good finish. Actually, you can call patina a stain. But it's a protective coating to keep this high carbon steel blade from rusting. It's just that doggone simple. Personally, myself, I don't care what it looks like. You ought to see my old hickory knives that are out in the garage. I mean, they got great, big, huge stain spots all over them and all kinds of stuff. But this is what this guy looked like after 2 hours of messing around here. Now, I'm hoping you're going to be able to see this. The lighting in my house is kind of weird, I'm always fighting with light problems up here in Montana. But basically, you just start out and you take this knife here. You only need what you see right here. Isopropyl alcohol, a little bit of paper towel, some horseradish right here, and a couple of Q-tips. As a matter of fact, one of these Q-tips right here is one I used to smear this stuff all over this knife. Now, you've already seen the slideshow, and so you should probably have a pretty good idea what I did there. But you just take this doggone, a paper towel like this, dip it in here in your isopropyl alcohol and clean this blade off here real good. You know what I mean? Really clean her off good. Some people use acetone. I don't like acetone. It's a little bit too strong of a chemical as far as I'm concerned. I'm recommending just alcohol there, but you clean this blade off real well, And then all you do is you just take one of these Q-tips right here and dip it into this old-fashioned, I already talked to you about this horseradish, just dip it into this horseradish and smear it, daub it all over this blade. And this stuff is relatively thick, so it won't fall off, but coat this blade, just daub it right on here with this Q-tip all over the doggone place. And then what I did is I just set the knife flat like this, not on this area right here, but on a table edge. Those pictures that I took should bear that out, but, you know. And I just kept turning it like this every once in a while, but it'll start gelling up, if you will, and it won't fall off the blade or nothing like that. So, and then basically I waited 2 hours and just rinsed it off. There's pictures of that, and just wiped the doggone thing off with this paper towel again. And that's it. That's all you do. And the picture should, you know, the slideshow should bear out what I'm talking about here. But you can see I got a blue hue on that blade, and that splotching is nothing. It's all but good. Actually, if I left that on there a little longer, okay, I need to say this. If you want a lighter color than what I've got here, just go an hour. Just keep it under, you know, a horseradish pack, if you will, for an hour instead of 2 hours. But I did 2 hours, and that's what she looks like. Okay, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this video. Take care of yourselves, and I hope you learned something, and we shall see you on down the trail. Adios, my friends.